Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. This week we are looking at the Chicago Street Course, so strap in and let's get to it. Uh, the biggest thing, as always, when we talk about these road courses is the shifting. If you've watched any of the previous videos that we've covered with road courses, you'll know that the biggest thing that I try to preach is to do all of your braking and shifting before the corner. That way the car is a lot more stable and feels under control for the corner. With this car in particular, with the lack of stability on racetracks like this, it makes it very difficult once the car starts to get into a four-wheel slide or it starts hopping. It makes it very uncontrollable. And with this being a street course, there's obviously not a lot of room on either side of the racetrack, as you can see. So it's really easy to get yourself in trouble and end up in the wall. Um, as always, I'm not the fastest guy when it comes to road courses, but I've always done a pretty good job of keeping the car straight, staying out of trouble, and eliminating my mistakes. This racetrack, as we talked about when we first covered it last year, this is a racetrack where you really just want to run the racetrack. You're not really looking to race anybody. If you're faster than somebody significantly, there's plenty of passing opportunities. But this is a run your own race kind of racetrack and run your pace. If you're not comfortable and you're trying to do something extremely brave, it usually ends up resulting in a very bad outcome. Okay, so coming into turn one here, we're shifting all the way down into first gear. And then going into turn two, we're going to grab second briefly and then back into first gear. Find all of these corners I feel like are pretty much first gear, except for this big right-hander at the end and then the inner loop. We're going to get up to fourth gear. Again, I'm trying to keep the car as stable as possible, so I'm not getting full throttle. Down into second gear here. Second gear for this corner because of the launch. I just find that it's easier to eliminate the wheel spin. You still get a pretty good launch, and you get down the straightaway pretty well. I'm braking well before the 4 marker because I find if I try to drive it any deeper, I get into trouble. So we're going from fourth down to first gear right there. Grabbing second really quick and then back into first. And then here I like to grab second just before the inner loop. More of a comfort thing, little less torque, less wheel spin. It just helps me keep the car feeling like it's under control. This section of the racetrack is really bouncy, so again, you're not trying to hustle the car through here per se. Just trying to keep it stable. Again, first gear into second, back to first. And then as we accelerate off this corner, we're going to reach, I think, third or fourth gear here as well, going into turn one. Again, it's a very technical racetrack, as most road courses are. Touched on it already, but the biggest thing that you want to eliminate is your mistakes. And by eliminating mistakes, you're not spinning the rear tires and you're not overdriving corners. There's plenty of places to pass. If there's somebody faster than you, I do recommend just letting them go. This isn't a racetrack where you want to be racing side by side at any point. I feel like in any corner, even down here, you just give up so much time racing somebody side by side that you could easily get in trouble. If one of you makes a mistake, it could potentially take out multiple cars, right? This isn't a racetrack where if you're side by side and make a mistake, it's very rare that you're going to see one person be involved in an incident and nobody else. So you just want to run your own pace. If you're faster than somebody, there's plenty of opportunities to set up passes and make passes, especially at this end of the racetrack after the inner loop. Again, these corners are really, really tight, so if somebody shows a nose, you're kind of forced to go really wide. Otherwise, you're just going to hit the wall on exit. The last thing I want to touch on is it's really important, in my opinion, to exit these corners straight as possible. Okay, the less wheel input you have, the better. It's going to eliminate that wheel spin, and it's going to help you keep the tires on it longer. Okay, we'll go quiet for the silent lap here and take an onboard lap. Okay, guys, last thing to touch on that I really want to make note of is that, in my opinion, it's really important to just be smooth. Okay, smooth is fast. Even if you're feeling slow, smooth is fast. It's going to keep you out of trouble. Just make sure that you're trying to enter the corners and get that nice apex. As you see, I feel like I enter pretty late. I'm just trying to maximize my braking. Again, charging. It's not really that I'm charging the corner. I'm just trying to give myself that best possible outcome for the exit, right? So when you hit that nice apex, you're going to find that you're coming off the corner with a lot less wheel input. There are some corners that are pretty tight, as you saw on the left hand, the first left-hander after the backstretch. I mean, I had quite a bit of wheel in it, and as soon as I got in the gas, it kind of feels like it's going to jump out, um, but you got to trust it, right? It's just a way to get around the racetrack. You obviously want to be as smooth as you can, and by being smooth, you're going to eliminate a lot of silly mistakes, as I like to call them, okay? So that'll do it for this week's video. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment down below and I will get back to them throughout the week. If you find that this video was helpful, please consider leaving a like. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Maconi YouTube page, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can see these videos every Monday once they're posted. Okay, guys, best of luck this week, and we'll see you out on the track.